Avatar, Fire and Ash, also known as the event of the dropping of the Avengers Doomsday trailer, has had its premiere. As such, first reactions are now coming out online because as well as the premiere, they've also had some spattering of some critic screenings of it, which says a lot because they're doing these screenings and letting the first reactions come out more than 2 weeks in advance of the film, which to me suggests they have some confidence in the film. That's always good. The first reactions are incredible. Here's the general gist. Amongst a lot of the reactions, some of them are saying, yeah, you know what? It's a little bit of a retread of Way of Water. But even the ones that are saying that are still saying it's still a spectacular viewing experience. And out of the 40 or 50 reactions that I've read, there have been 2 or 3 that straight up didn't like the movie. Vast majority of them, a lot of them saying it's their favorite of the Avatar franchise, and a whole bunch of them saying they're already covering ground they've already covered, a little repetitive that way, but overall an incredible experience watching this thing. Let's go over and read some of the reactions that the Hollywood Reporter pulled together. Our friend Eric Davis wrote, James Cameron's Avatar Fire and Ash is a phenomenal movie-going experience. It's the biggest of the 3. Action-packed, visually jaw-dropping, and rich with themes of family, legacy, and survival. The way it weaves fire, water, air, and land into every nook and cranny of the film is just spectacular. Scott Mendelson wrote, there's too much been there, done that. This is one of those ones I was talking about. This is interesting the way he puts this. There's too much been there, done that in terms of plot beats and set pieces. But Avatar Fire and Ash is still an awe-inspiring technical and visceral achievement. It doesn't skimp on the melodrama or intensity as James Cameron delivers towering spectacle of such all-in, I'm going to jump over and get the rest of it, of such all-in splendor that it plays like the last movie that's ever going to get made. Yeah, this third Avatar rocks. So this
and
is
for Mendelsohn to say that.
Yeah. Now, again, this is one of those examples where there are going to be some of these critics saying, yeah, some of it's going to feel repetitive and some of it feels like it's too much of the blueprint of Way of Water. But it's insanely good. And you know what? Before I keep reading more of these, I'm okay with that. It's like, if you're somebody who loves roller coasters, what are you going to do? This roller coaster had a loop. I've been on another roller coaster that had a loop. Yeah, but were you thrilled?
Right.
Were you excited? Did it give you the experience? Because you know me, Rob, at the end of the day, movies are experiential events. And if your movie delivers an experience for me, that's all that really matters to me. And I think this is one of those reviews that was just like, yeah, it does tread some ground. It does feel like a little bit of we've been there, done that. But this is a stunning achievement. And that's what a lot of the vast majority of these are. We move on to Bill Bria, who writes, Avatar Fire and Ash is a knockout, an epic that delivers on an enormous scale, with the characters and world building paying off surprising dividends. It's a delight to see the film be this big while still being a narratively and visually bold work of science fiction, quote unquote, the best one yet. Simon Thompson wrote, with Avatar Fire and Ash, master storyteller and visionary filmmaker James Cameron again delivers a hyper-real experience that's emotional and exhilarating, repeatedly and exhaustively raising its own bar. This is an audacious feat that delivers more than anyone ordered. Courtney Howard wrote, Avatar Fire and Ash. 3 films in, James Cameron still has the sauce, making the epic spectacular feel emotionally impactful. A glorious saga, bold, brilliant, and awesome in every way. This is what movie theaters were built for. Payakin is still my favorite, but Varang, who I believe is your fire priestess. She is all of our fire priestesses. Varang is the MVP. The Hollow-Files writes, Avatar Fire and Ash is a monumental cinematic achievement. Astonishing boundary-pushing visuals are accompanied by an enthralling narrative filled with poignant commentary and genuinely moving character work. By far the best Avatar movie, epic, ambitious, heartfelt, a must-see. Eric Goldman wrote, Avatar Fire and Ash is another visually fantastic epic that also contains a couple of the most emotional moments in the series. On the other hand, I had some issues with the third act. The Way of Water remains peak for me, but damn, Cameron delivers spectacle like no one else. Chris Killian wrote, Avatar Fire and Ash is a damn good James Cameron movie. What else do you need to know? Go see it in 3D. I'll probably skip the 3D of it. Anyway, in the best theater you can because it'll blow your mind. That's what James Cameron does. Every bit as gorgeous as you'd expect. Fire and Ash is also easily the most intense Avatar. Eric Voss from New Rockstars wrote, I saw Avatar Fire and Ash. I was surprised at how well the movie plunges you right back into Pandora and makes it every bit as stunning and thrilling as it has always been. I admire how earnest these movies are. It's exactly as good as the first two and deserves as many billions. Just Param writes, Avatar Fire and Ash. Now, this is one of those ones that didn't quite like it so much. Avatar Fire and Ash is overstuffed with a lot of plot, further dragged down by repeating familiar beats, which we heard from other people too, from the previous entries. But Cameron still delivers amazing spectacle. With an intriguing, darker tone, there's novel concepts here that I wish they more thoroughly explored. So even the one that didn't like it is saying it's still spectacular. Brian Toe wrote, Avatar Fire and Ash is extraordinary. James Cameron delivers another visual feast that has an emotional, action-packed story centered around the impact of grief and hatred. Ona Chaplin is firmly, beautifully unhinged, standout as Varang. Obviously, or already want to see it again, which is a nice little thing. Last one I'll read here today. Cody wrote, never doubt James Cameron. Avatar Fire and Ash is another sprawling, ambitious, gorgeous adventure. Una Chaplin is the best new element. She's iconic, she's gaggy, etc. And her Ash tribe rocks.
All right.
Cameron expands the series' visual capacity with some innovative, trippy sequences. All right. You know, one of the things that some of these remind me of is like the first Avatar. Instead of saying it reminds me too much of previous Avatar movies, this one reminds me too much of Dancing with Wolves. They said about the first one.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was a fair criticism. It was. It felt too much. What were some of the other ones they called it? Pocahontas.
Fern Gully in space.
Yeah, Fern Gully in space. All valid. But, all that being true, the movie delivered a unique, visceral, awe-inspiring spectacle that ultimately went on to become the highest grossing film in the history of the industry. The second one came out and did the same. So I'm not shocked or surprised, Rob, to hear the criticisms coming from people who still like the movie, saying that it feels like it's retreading some of the themes who've already been there. Fair enough. I'll go in expecting that then. But when I get on this roller coaster, is it going to thrill me? Is it going to blow my mind? Is it going to leave me white-knuckled? Is it going to leave me short of breath? Is it going to give me the experience?
And there's another loop.
And is it going to give me another kind of loop? By the way, listen, movies all aim to deliver different kinds of experiences. Some try to deliver laughter. Some try to deliver an experience of fear or shock or contemplation or sorrow or thrills. The key is, does a movie deliver in spades that experience they're trying to give the audience? And if you do, you've won. And it sounds like James Cameron has won. So I like what I'm hearing from this so far. I'm not surprised to hear some of the criticisms, but it sounds like even those criticizing it say those criticisms get washed out in the overall spectacle of the movie. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Hey guys, we are right now in the middle of the holiday season, and this is always the time of year when traditions take center stage. For me, one of the small traditions I've had for myself since I was a teenager is taking at least one night during the Christmas season to just spend completely by myself, to just reflect on the year that was and how I want to improve myself in the year that's coming. The holidays can be joyful, but they can also be stressful, overwhelming, even lonely. So if you're thinking about starting therapy or getting back into it, BetterHelp is a great way to begin. BetterHelp has fully licensed therapists who work under a strict code of conduct, and they do the matching work for you. The way it works is you fill out a short questionnaire. They use over 12 years of experience to match you with someone who fits your goals. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch anytime from their tailored recommendations. With over 30,000 therapists and more than 5 million people served, the platform's average live session rating is 4.9 out of 5 from more than 1.7 million reviews. So this December, start a brand new tradition by taking care of you. Our listeners get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's betterhelp.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you're hearing these reactions. Is this kind of in line with what you were thinking you were going to hear? Do you like what you're hearing? Are there any parts of this that are concerning to you? How are you feeling about it?
Not at all. You know, I've always said never bet against Jimmy C, and that's what one of the reviewers said. I never would. I love these movies. I love the spectacle of it. And I have to say, I found out something interesting about the film that I didn't know. When we saw stuff at CinemaCon, you know, it wasn't really a trailer. It was just scenes butted up against each other. We saw them in HFR, high frame rate. Remember how they did The Hobbit in high frame rate? Not a lot of people liked it.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
One of the things about that was what I noticed about Avatar that's different than The Hobbit is because this takes place on Pandora and you're on an alien world. I think the high frame rate actually works. And at the Harkins Theater, I looked it up. They're giving you the opportunity to see it in 3D if you want, or you can see it in 3D HFR as well. So this is the best 3D that has ever been done by a wide margin. And seeing these in IMAX 3D is absolutely spectacular. But I can't wait to see this in HFR 3D. I don't remember from my recollection, they didn't do Fire and Water in HFR because there was a kind of a backlash against it. I don't know. I mean, Way of Water. But I can't wait to see this. I saw a clip with Varang and Stephen Lang's character today before it came on the show. What's that?
The "You Need Me" scene?
Yes. That, I'm so in watching him talk to her. I'm like, with his oily villainy. I don't care if it's too over the top and mustache twirling. I'm like, this is great. I can't wait to see this. I am more excited to see this movie than I was ever before. I can't wait to see it. I don't apologize. I love all three of these movies. I will love all three of these movies, I'm sure. I can't wait to watch the extended versions of both Avatar and Way of Water again at home. Come at me, bro.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently, the first reaction saying this thing is big, it's spectacular, action-filled. A number of them saying it's the best Avatar yet. However, a number of them are pointing out, Chris, that some of it feels thematically like it's retreading ground we've already been over. Is this in line with what you've expected to see? Are you excited about seeing it? Maybe not. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.